You guys, I don't know how long it's been since I've had these guys on. I was just talking to Aaron before this, and I think it's been a long time. And I was telling him I have no concept of time, so it feels like a long time. I think it's a long time. I'm pretty sure it's a long time. But these are people that you should know. Kea and Aaron have been a part of my life for years now, and they are so awesome. Kea actually will text me now when any celebrity dies, and it's always a good. I always get scared to get a text from Kea because she let me know that Pee Wee had passed away, and then Angus from Euphoria had passed away, and it was a really bad Monday. And I was like, Kea, my God. But she is like, I mean, that's just an example of how up on pop culture she is, how into all of this stuff she is. And Aaron and her are just an unstoppable duo. Their podcast, Bravo We're Black, used to be Bravo Wild Black, which is the Instagram account, but the show now is Bravo We're Black. They have 2 shows a week. Wednesday is the pop culture show, and Saturday is the Bravo show with all of their Bravo opinions. Also, their Patreon, because you need more. You always need more. Patreon.com/Bravo While Black. And I'll put that all in the show notes as well. And of course, you love their Instagram account. Their meme game is very strong, as the kids like to say. So welcome back once again to the show. Aaron Marcellus and Kea Wilson, thank you so much for being here.
What a hell of an introduction.
Before we start, am I allowed to drink? Are we allowed to drink?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Let's do
Cheers.
it.
Thank you so much. We have a full bottle of Douce.
Douce.
Like,
by the way,
get this party started.
I got hammered with you one time on Instagram Live.
I remember that.
You want to do it again?
I don't even know what that was for now, but I just remember drinking straight out of a bottle and being just like, wow, I'm getting really loose here.
Yeah.
And you were, and I love that. That was the first time I'm like, wow.
We really got to see, like,
wow, this guy has a problem.
What a life.
Wow, this guy really has a problem here. No, I mean, how are you guys? Because you guys record in 2, like, where are you located, both of you?
We are in South Florida. Like, we say Miami because that's what it's known. Yeah. It sounds cooler than saying Fort Lauderdale, but really we're in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes, yeah. Okay, so Miami it is. That's amazing. What's the Miami nightlife? And you know, it's like I met you guys through Instagram initially, through and like the pandemic and all of this stuff, and we both started our podcast and kept going with this, and it was based on your friendship, but also your love of Bravo, even though you've now expanded to all of these other things. But Bravo especially, what was it for you guys? Why do you love Bravo so much? Why Bravo in particular?
Listen, Banner Pump rules, especially like the first few seasons. Then it got kind of bad, and then it came back, and it's like, now we're here. Housewives of Atlanta, Married to Medicine, Southern
it's like
Charm,
we've
Nova.
never seen people that look like us that have money and all this specialty and also can be so petty. We love it because
I love it.
because it's like people have fears about growing older and how you have to mature. And like, I was even wondering the other day, I'm like, okay, so at what age am I going to wake up and I'm going to stop finding the stupidest things funny? And then I turn it to Bravo and I'm just like, you never
it's never
that.
No, I mean, it's never. Yeah, that's the other thing too. I try to explain to people what's so good about reality shows, and sometimes it's just the small moments. It's the small moments that are so ridiculous that these ladies of privilege and wealth, in a lot of ways, they've had their struggles, obviously, but they still can be so damn petty. I was watching Atlanta, and then I more find the social media aspect of Atlanta the most entertaining right now, more than the show, because Drop It with Drew Sidora immediately went off on Marlo for Marlo saying, oh, your weight, this and that, what happened to Drop It with Drew, and Drew fired back on social media immediately and said, how dare you, I'm going through a divorce, you know the issues I have with my endometriosis, or something like that. But then the internet's so great, they're like, wait a sec, Drew commented on all of Marlo's body last year about certain things, and I know I'm really getting into the thick of it already, but like, why is social media hitting for me with Atlanta, and Atlanta, the show, is not hitting for me right now? Is it the same for you?
Ooh, that's a trick. That's a fully loaded question.
No, but think about it, because it's like this season
not
isn't
answer it, Aaron. Not make Aaron the villain. I think, you know what, the show is coming together. That's what I'll give Housewives of Atlanta. I think it's taking a while. It's taking longer than usual, but I do feel like we're getting there. As far as social media, I feel like everything is better on social media because we are the people, and the people are hilarious.
Well, I like. By the way, Aaron, you're spoken like a true producer. Are you going to be producing Real Housewives of Atlanta? Because that was a very listen, the pieces are there. We're putting them together.
I'm very hopeful. In
Aaron
the future,
Cohen.
Yeah, Aaron Cohen. I'm very hopeful that I can work with the ladies of Housewives of Atlanta because I would give a good season.
Well, he's always saying we're always putting the pieces together and subtracting who should be there, adding who should be there, and what should happen to the show. But we're also trying to make the best of what we got. The earlier part of the season was very lackluster, and now we're getting to the good parts that we have seen on social media, the whole Drew's sexuality. It's not even questioning her sexuality because it's just a thing that's going around. It's you can comment on it because it's been out in the open. And
now, you're of course talking about Drew. For everybody that's not watching Atlanta right now, Drew, there was also, Drew potentially made out for that Bolo episode with Toya way back a couple seasons ago, and Candy had said it. It's really murky what really happened, but Drew is really deathly sticking by the story that she did not. But then she's doing this film with Candy, and she plays, I believe, a lesbian in the film. Is that right?
She's allegedly playing a lesbian in the film, but even before that, we have another factor coming in. Mimi from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, she has a girlfriend named Ty, who she played basketball. And the rumor was that Drew and Ty were caught in bed together, allegedly. That's what's going on. So
and that's what's about that rumor is about to get brought up on Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Brought up on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And it's also something that they talked about last season. And also we are talking about, Erin is a big Drew girl. Me, I'm not scared to talk about it. So we're dealing with Drew, who literally lies for no reason.
No, Aaron, I think she's great, but at the same time, I don't understand the stupid lies because she has so much good, and her husband's such a doofus that it's man, I'd be kissing girls too if I was like Drew. That guy's a dick and a half, but why lie about the stupid shit? And if you did, who cares if you made out with Toya? Who cares? Who cares if you made out with any girl?
I saw a meme. Shout out to that profile. I can't remember the profile. They were she's basically the Mia of Atlanta. You know how Mia from Potomac just lies for no fucking reason?
Yeah.
Drew is doing the same exact
But I think the difference is that Drew jokes around. I don't think it's quite a lie.
Well, also Mia will say things like, "Oh, I did do that." She'll put the sex out there, and Drew is very Puritan. She seems like she's puritanical when it comes to filming, and then cameras go down, and it's it seems like you're going buck wild.
And I'll tell you why. It's because her parents, or at least her mom, is heavily involved in the church.
Then don't go on reality TV.
Exactly.
Don't go on. Yeah. Why would you air your business then?
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. When you think you can hide the truth, and you know what? You don't, even if I was on reality TV, I would try to keep certain things away from my mom if I was in her position. So I do understand why she kind of backpedals and she's like, no, that didn't happen.
I want her mom on the show. Aaron.
Let's put the spotlight
on
Candy.
I don't want you on the show then, Aaron.
Let's put the spotlight on Candy for a second, okay?
I'm happy to do that. Because
as a friend, she should not have said that information, knowing that Drew isn't in a relationship like Candy and Todd. They don't have the same boundaries that Candy and Todd has. On top of that, she should have known, like, I know your mom isn't going to like this, so maybe let me hold back and let me not say that.
That's not the rules of the game, I feel like. I mean, like, I'm sorry. And I felt it was very, she didn't really say that much. Like, she didn't say anything crazy, and that, like, she just said, "Oh, she was like kissing on Toya." I didn't think it was like insane what she said.
I mean, I don't think it's insane, but I'm saying if you're in a relationship and you hear
A
that
marriage.
a marriage, and you hear that your significant other is kissing on anybody, opposite sex, same sex, it's like, what the fuck?
Well, I'd almost be more like, you didn't do anything with Bolo though, right? Like, Bolo would be the trigger point of like, as long as you didn't touch Bolo, I'm good. Like, you can make out with any girl, but like, because I would be just like that. Molo has like a massive dong, and I would be so nervous about that part. Anyways, the whole thing is ridiculous. But by the way, this past week's episode of Atlanta, I love how we really have gotten to a point where Candy's storyline was that she had her product launch for her peach vibrator. And I love that that's just kind of like a normal thing now. We've normalized sex toys. We've normalized this is what Candy does. Everybody's out there taking pictures with the peach. I almost wanted to get a peach vibrator. It made me want one.
Yeah,
like we've come so
girls and guys.
We've come so far. We've come so far.
Not everyone is as open as Candy. And I think that because we're still divorce or pre-separation proceedings with Drew. So I think that she doesn't want to give Ralph, who is already a person who is a terrible person, who is already straying outside of his marriage at this point. But we don't have the proof right now. She doesn't want to give him a reason to say, "Oh, well, you kissed Latoya," because we're dealing with someone who gaslights people and will literally throw out everything that sticks in order to justify his wrongdoing.
Now that's good. Yeah, I co-sign what Kaya said. That's exactly what's going on here.
I'm still waiting for the "I'm a Great Stepdad" book to come out. Did it already come out yet? He wrote a book about.
It's not going to come out because he's no longer doing that.
Was he ever doing that?
Well, remember they had the cover. It was like a Heather Gay. Like, we were like, this is the cover. This is like the intro or something. Like, he read that little thing, and then I feel like it got disappeared.
He said that he wasn't going to adopt that baby anymore, the kid anymore. I was like, yeah, okay, this man's cheating. Like,
that's bad for the book.
I already knew that this is absolutely not okay, because if you're writing a book on how to be a good step parent, how about you be a good step parent?
Yeah, right.
I do sometimes feel bad for Drew in particular, though, not because of Ralph, but also because I feel like she comes into a situation where it's like Kenya. Like, I sometimes don't think Kenya even wants to be there. I think Kenya, Kenya's like iconic. Obviously, she's a legend, but sometimes I feel like she's like, okay, time to make the donuts. Got to do a little scene here, and she's like half-hearted into it sometimes. And then you see her beautiful daughter like pop up on the FaceTime, and her daughter is like hysterical. Like, her daughter really is like cute, and you can see it puts her in this great mood. But I just sometimes feel like Kenya doesn't want to be there. Candy's a Broadway producer now. I mean, Candy's she truly is worldwide. I sometimes wonder if some of the newer girls are getting the best of this cast.
What do you think could fix Atlanta?
Well, first off, Aaron is a producer. I don't know. No, you know what I was thinking? We're obviously not at a part like a place like Roni where they just like, let's scrap it and let's start anew completely. But there is this thing, and especially with Nene and her conversation with Carlos King a couple of weeks ago, I was really thinking step by step of like, okay, what, because if you bring Nene back, it's like, well, we've brought Nene back before and it wasn't that amazing. Like, we're so entrenched in these OGs, and the OGs can fix everything. When I think Roni, like you guys were talking about on your episode, these Roni ladies, it shows that like, oh my God, there are fascinating women out there. I'm really enjoying getting to know new women, and I don't have to have OGs in the mix to like steal that focus. Like, I'm actually able to pay attention to new women's stories. So there's something there. but then you don't want to just, I don't know. I really am confused about it. And but guys, we've sat through bad seasons of every Housewives franchise. And this isn't a bad season. It's just not at the level of coming off of a Vanderpump Rules season where insanity happened.
You know what I think? I think we're not getting exactly what we want. I think every season it's almost as if we're waiting for the moment that Phaedra comes back and has a conversation with Candy. We're waiting for the moment that Nene comes back and she faces delays with Cynthia Bailey, and we can have the girls back for real. Nene, Phaedra, Sheree, Candy, like Cynthia.
I think an OG season is exactly what we do need.
I think we need closure, and that's what we're not getting. Instead, we're getting, like, I don't want to say produced storylines, but produced and forced storylines. Like, we see Marlo taking some stuff back to the store. We're seeing her take Christmas pictures with her nephews. It's like, let's get to the good stuff. I think that's what we need to do. And then maybe we can talk about just revamping Atlanta, period. But I think they need at least a good 2 seasons of the OG girls.
Well, we had Cynthia back on this past week's episode, and it was just like, "Hey, what's going on? Hey." And then earlier we had Kim back with She by Sheree with Kim and 2 of the original cast members, and that was one of the most flat scenes I had seen all season. It was like nothing. It was
nothing because they just brought them back to show them, like, "Hey, we got these girls." Even though nothing's going on, like, what is going on though? Like, what's going on with Kim and Croy? What's going on? What's
going on with Kim and Croy? Yeah. I mean, it was wild to show that, like, if you're gonna bring OGs back, or like make sure you bring them back up for a purpose, not just for like, here they are. Like, who cares if Cynthia doesn't do shit? Who cares?
It's unfortunate. Yeah. I had high hopes for Cynthia coming back too, and honestly, after this episode, I'm like.
And she didn't really explain what happened between her and her. She was just like, "Oh, unfortunately, I did want my marriage to work, but it didn't work." I'm like, "Okay, bitch, what did he do? Like, what happened?"
Walk through Lake Bailey with no shoes on and tell us what happened.
Oh my God, Jeff Lewis on Watch What Happens Live last night said that Cynthia is a hoarder. Because he's working with Cynthia on like a he's like, she's a hoarder, like she's a real hoarder. And I was like, imagining Cynthia Bailey as a hoarder cracks me up.
I want to see it, but
that's what I want to see. Could you imagine cameras coming back in and just like newspapers and
that would be something different.
Have her like looking through her like photo books, reminiscing on like her relationship with Leon. Like, I don't know,
her relationship with her mom. The marriage certificate is what I really want to revisit.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, is that's what I feel like we are able to get with Roni, is that we don't have right now. It's like untethered by any weight that the audience gives it, because they've already filmed this. So they're not fighting about a podcast. They're not fighting about tweets. They're not fighting about, like, we can actually get to know their stories. Are you finding that as exciting as I am? I mean, I know, I just find, like, I know the episodes are a little slow, but it's kind of fun to learn about new ladies without us being a part of the conversation.
We are loving Roni. Like, I know that it was a recent article saying that the viewership significantly dropped, but I feel like it's a new show. So obviously, and it's a controversial decision that was made to drop all of the people from Roni, but we're going to get them on the girls trip. Like, you're going to have Ramona.
They're not going anywhere.
Like, you're going to have everything going. You're going to have the racism. Like, you're going to have everything.
You're going to have the racism
from, New York. So just give these girls a chance, because I don't know, that first episode, having everyone come together, watch it, and to even still now, people are still debating on what that restaurant was in New York. And I'm still hearing that it's 2 different restaurants. Like, I have someone who says, I'm an inside source. I know someone on the cast.
Wait, I thought it was Catch. It was Tao? No, see, but it doesn't line up with the mouth.
Exactly. But then I'm watching the show and everyone else is saying that it's Catch. And there's someone else saying, I'm an inside source. It's Catch. Like, I think that was just, like, they always say the seventh housewife of Real Housewives of New York, especially, is the city, and we're getting that. We're getting you can't get caught dead at this restaurant. We're getting this is a cute part of the Hamptons. Like we're
Yeah, I
getting
love
all
that.
that classic stuff that made us love the old cast just with newer people. We're only on episode 4, so there definitely should be something that everyone can relate to by now, but also we have a whole season ahead of us, and this is only in November, so they had Brinsgiving. Like we're finally getting like the meat and potatoes of who each person is. We have Jenna Lyons, she got outed. We have Sai's story of she had a terrible upbringing. Bryn had a terrible upbringing. Uba has some things to go through and get out. Like we're getting to know who these women are outside of everything. And it's not because they were married to the bank. It's not because, like it's not because of anything. It's because of who they are as women. And then we also have, for people who are like, oh, it's housewives, we have people who are married too. So we have something for everyone.
Yeah, that's what I keep trying to remind people. If you create a solid foundation, like what they're doing now, then when the shit hits the fan, it's going to go off because we're all going to know these women and be personally invested. Because I was listening to you guys talk about your favorites so far and stuff like that. It's like, great. Everybody have their favorites. Everybody, like each episode, we're going to like keep adding to that notebook in our head. And then when shit goes south, and it will go south, maybe not this season, but that's called investing in these people. And I find it fascinating enough already that I'm like, man, when shit goes down, it's going to be great. Because you see Jenna Lyons tentatively, like in the talking head this week, she was like, the producer was like, well, why did you say it because she revealed something that she shouldn't about the cackling hag. And she was like, you know what? I don't know why I said it. I'm like, this show changes you. Mm-hmm. This show gets in your skin and you get crazy.
Because you can tell during the scenes that Jenna seems to be that, even though she's probably the richest and most well known of this whole cast, at the same time, she seems like the one who's the most down to earth, the one who kind of has that anxiety of being on camera.
Yeah.
The one that may be a little bit most relatable, a little bit shy, but then she's also low key starting shit. So it's like, okay, honey, the housewife in her is coming out to play.
And Jessel's saying Jessel's got so much potential in terms of like a mess. And I love somebody that doesn't, they even say that of like, Jenna's like, I don't think Jessel thinks before she speaks. And I'm like, that's reality gold right there. Yeah. You want somebody that speaks before they think.
I think she's doing a great job with that too, because she's starting to piss me off.
But wait, Aaron, but isn't that part of the thing that you
you
want to dislike
when
people
I think
as much
about
as
it, I'm like, okay, we have to have somebody like that. Like you said, then we have Jenna, who's relatable, and then we have Bren, who's like this mystery girl. It's like you don't know quite who she is.
She's like licking her lips.
What she is. Yes. But she's fine as hell, and it's like, exactly. I like to see it. So
right.
Bryn had such a bad upbringing that she's considering being with Shep now from Southern Charm. That's how bad Bryn was. Like, that's how bad, like, that's humble beginning.
I just want to say that Bryn has studied this, and like, she is giving housewives, because on top of everything that you've revealed in these episodes, and you got this whole debate started in the first place with this whole restaurant thing. You're saying these off the wall things. She's kind of like I would say maybe like a young Sonia, to where she's just like so single and she has all these exes and all this stuff. But I think that she actually like studied housewives, and because her Watch What Happens Live appearances are amazing. Her sound bites, like her commentary is amazing. Her storyline is amazing, even though she's single and we don't really see like where she lives at that much. It's like she still has that mystery about her, and she also has these like zingers that just make her such an interesting person. And a lot of people hate it, but I'm one of the people that like happen to love it.
Well,
even the tagline. She has
make
tagline.
Me mad and I'll date your dad. And then
as soon as I seen that, I was like, yeah, I like her.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we have a generation of women now that are raised on these shows. So it's like they're like the Terminator. They're like, we are designed to be a perfect reality, like give the perfect talking head, the perfect soundbite. I always think Lala's a little bit like that too, where she speaks in sound bites. And sometimes that will irk me about Lala. But Brynn, I mean, so far, 4 episodes in, they all seem to be playing. You know what I like it? They're not playing an obvious game. If anybody is, Brynn, you could argue, knows the game a little bit more. But I like that they don't know the rules of the road yet.
The only thing that makes me hesitant about them is that I don't like that we're trending younger. I don't like the whole that's what kind of drew
With
us
the what?
into that we're trending younger. Like this cast is a little bit young. We don't need people born after like 85 on the cast. I mean, I know that it's always like 1 or 2 that are younger, but this whole cast seems to be. Are any of them like 50 yet? Like, you know,
No,
but you're
not
doing
yet.
a great job at that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't even really pay attention to the age that much, but I do like, but then like I'll go over to like Summer House or Summer House Martha's Vineyard, and I like it there. I like the aging down there. I mean, Vanderpump though, you can't really see aging down. They're all nearing 40 at least.
But I think that's like the huge, like that's like the start off show. You know, you do Vanderpump Rules, you do Summer House, you do shows like that, and then once you're married and like approaching 50. Then it's like you hit up Housewives and you slide over there.
Yeah. Now, just to do a quick Bravo break. If you don't know, Kea is a huge perv, and she was trying to get me to watch 360 on Netflix, which is 365. I'm sorry, which is pretty much like an NC-17 movie, like about some guy with a big dong on a boat that was like, and you were loving. Is there anything new in Kea's world in terms of what we should be watching? Any kind of new erotic thrillers?
Fatal Seduction has a lot of nudity and sexuality in it. It has great everything. It has drama. It has nudes. It has boobs. It has, you know, like.
Is this on Netflix?
Yes, Netflix. There's no full frontal, but just stay with me here. I think that if we get a second season, we can get some full frontal happening. Also, and just like that has become. It's Sex in the City based. I really enjoyed the episode. I think it was episode 7, where Charlotte and her man have a problem that like he couldn't
jizz. He couldn't do his thing. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
And I love that they made her a little cum slut. So if you guys are looking for things like that, I have a lot of recommendations. I don't mind.
Fatal Seduction. Wait, Fatal Seduction is a whole series. It's not just a movie.
It's a series, babe.
I like that you said, "Oh, just stay with it. We can get there in the second season." So you're almost saying it's like Real Housewives of Atlanta. Like, stay with it. They've got nice building blocks. We could eventually get.
You want tweet about it, talk about it. You know, all of that, and then also, you know, there's 365 movies. There's also Sex Life. Sex Life 2. It was okay. It got messy because in real life the stars were dating, and then I think that they broke up, so that caused a lot of drama on set. It killed the chances of it being a season 3, but season 2 was definitely they was fucking. So, you know,
Aaron, do you go on these journeys with Kea? Do you watch all of
I do. I mean, Kea honestly got me into the whole world because I had to watch the 365. And I think that's how I kind of got, like, watching Euphoria. I was like, let me check Minx out. So now I'm watching Minx. And that's also a really good show.
Wait, what's it called? Minx?
Meat.
Oh, I think you said meats, like smoked meats. Minx.
Yeah,
I was like smoked meats. Okay.
And this was like this porn magazine, women empowerment, women trying to survive.
I know that that what happened with that, it was on Stars. It got dropped, I think, and
then another place picked it up. No. HBO dropped it and went to Stars.
HBO dropped it and then went to Stars, and the guy from New Girl is on it. He was also on.
And it's a pretty good show. I will say this season isn't as well. We're 2 episodes in, so I'll be fair. But the last season was really good. I say give it a chance. If you're on the second season, give it a chance. You're gonna like it.
Is there any full frontal?
Yeah, a lot. Okay. Literally from the first episode you're just gonna see dicks like the whole
Wow. Oh,
You
I
heard it
love
here.
that.
You heard it
Vag,
here second. Yeah,
dicks, titties, all that. You're gonna see
Wow.
all of it.
Speaking of that moment and just like that, which you just mentioned, I was horrified because basically you guys probably already seen it, but Harry and Charlotte, it's just like dust down there for Harry. And then, Charlotte has to go through this, like teaching him about pelvic floors and stuff. And then at the very end,
Kegels.
at Kegels. And just like that is so crazy that I was so they set that storyline up at the beginning and I was so scared that by the end we were going to have to see Charlotte with a face full of like man stuff. And I was like, cause they're crazy enough to do it. Like I was like, oh no.
I'm like, we're on, baby. This is Sex of the City. So I don't know why people were like shocked by it.
Well, luckily, because sometimes they'll do things now that are like trying to be shocking, but it's like in this weird tone that they don't necessarily know what the show is, even though the show is Sex in the City. So luckily it was just like a napkin at the end that Charlotte was like, good job, Harry. But I got scared because I was like, I do not want to see,
right?
I do not want to see Charlotte just like, that would be too much.
I wanted to see it.
I don't watch, but how do you guys feel about Shay?
Oh, Shay Diaz?
Yeah. Oh, Che. Okay, I thought you said Shay.
Oh, is it Shay?
I love that. I love that you're like Shay.
I like it's like everybody knows it's Shay, and you're like, Shay's a great
character. I'm like Callie from Grey's Anatomy.
So Shay is non-binary comedian, blah, blah, blah. But the thing that bothers me about Che is if Che is like Che pretty much like set up Miranda to have like an unconsented threesome in the middle of the night with her ex-husband. Like that was wild of like, let's do this. That was weird.
Does sound like Che though.
You're like classic.
That's classic Che. That is classic. I just thought, I was like, come on. And then I don't care about Che's journey. Like I don't care if Che gets a job at the old dog place she worked at. Oh, that they worked at. Sorry, they worked at.
Just like that, chat a little bit because I haven't been able to talk about it with anyone. And I know that your listeners kind of watch it.
See, I don't really talk about it, but we can talk about anything. It's just I mean, go. Yeah, that's.
Okay, so I think that season 2 is eons better than season 1.
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, we're in agreement on that. And I also want to know how you feel about Carrie all of a sudden. Have you seen the new episode?
Yeah.
Okay, how do you feel about her all of a sudden saying, what about if Big wasn't the one? What about if I chose wrong? I think personally that, number one, why was Aiden showing up in like looking like he's wearing like Yeezy season 6 his first time that
I think he was just proud of like his skinny body and he wanted to show it off, so he was like, belt me into this thing so people can see my slim waist.
Okay, and then I'm just thinking that like she chose Big, she deserved Big because she was a terrible person. I think that she should not be able to get Aiden back like and just like that. Like I don't know what's going on, but they're all hugged up, ready to like.
They were sleeping in the room, the hotel room for like a week, and I was like, that. Could you imagine the smells in there? They're like, "Are we gonna? What are you gonna order today?" And I'm like, "Everybody get in the shower because this place probably smells like shit."
He's way too good for her. What do you think about that?
No, I don't think she. Listen, first off, I would love to see Aiden on a Peloton bike. I want him to go the way of Big. Yeah, I want each one of Carrie's ex-boyfriends to come back on the show and die. I want her to think she's like a Black Widow. I want her to potentially kill one of them. I think it's like the Roni ladies. Like, why go back to the old? We've been there. We've done that. Let's meet new. There's got to be new interesting guys or girls in New York that Carrie could. By the way, maybe Carrie could hook up with Che Diaz. Like, why are we hitting this button again? Because then we're going to eventually have to go back to Berger, the guy that was like, sorry, I can't. Like, what? And but Samantha doesn't want to be on the show at all. Like, I feel like the show is finding its voice in its second season, but also the importance that it takes itself so damn seriously. Stop shooting it like it's an Oscar-winning film. Like the old series was like old sitcom like filming. Like it was like really kind of just a very like now it's like wide lenses, these beautiful like New York cityscapes during the snow. Like I don't care. Like make your points about Sex in the City.
I think that Aiden is too good for her. I don't think that she should be meeting his kids. I don't know why she just had this come to Jesus moment where she's like, maybe Big was the wrong choice. Like, no shit, bitch. Like, he cheated on you how many times? You even cheated on him in like the movie. So like, what are you even doing? You know, I actually like the guy that is quote unquote like married to his work or married to his friend that had that nice ass
Oh, the one
house.
episode, a couple episodes ago,
Yeah,
yeah.
I
But
liked him.
But see, I like when they just do one-off boyfriends, like one episode boyfriends. Like
Oh,
I thought
okay.
that's like the old show when they
That's
would just have
classic,
like,
yeah.
yeah, like to me that was kind of like, oh yeah, like just like a week-long little thing. Have those, and that way you can put more like focus on the relationships. Because even though I make fun of the show, I thought that scene with her and Nima in the rain with the umbrella, her friend, was
Yes.
like so good about that. Like we don't see that friend a lot. That's like, I'm not in love. I've never been in love. I don't
And she's
want
like,
you
that's
ruining.
okay.
Yeah, but I don't want you to ruin my Hamptons getaway with your energy of being in a relationship. I'm sorry. I hate to come off selfish, but like, I was reading that article of like,
That was so real.
of like nobody throws single people a big party. Like, it's like we spend so much money to go to people's weddings and bachelor and bachelorette parties and their kids and stuff like that. But, for single people, you're not getting thrown parties every day. You're not getting people, hey, I'll go on a destination single person vacation for you to celebrate your singleness.
Right. She wanted to have like a girls night out, girls time, like she wanted to have a housewives trip. And all of a sudden, Carrie is back with Aiden and she's all about Aiden. And I'm like, dude, come on. Like, this is your time to be single. If you're ready to date again, then really date. Why are you trying to go back to Aiden and then automatically you're like, oh, we're going to be together now? And we're approaching what, like episode 9? So like
Yeah,
2 episodes left.
it's like only 10 episodes, which that's what I like. Like when it gets around to Wednesday, I know at midnight a new episode, and it's like buyer beware. Like I never know what I'm gonna get. Like, is this gonna be like oh shit, I'm watching this through my hands, or is it gonna be like I'm really into it, or it could be a combination of all of it, because it's just like they throw so much against the wall to see what sticks. And I think there's like a really good show, and like I'm still wanting to watch it every week. It is just funny, and also talking about like watching people age, we don't die, we get older. Those are stories that are valid as well. But it just also seems like Carrie's just a horrible person at the end of the day.
And that's why I want her away from Aiden. And okay, so
why do you got such a boner for Aiden? Like, it's weird.
Because he was innocent and she treated him like shit to choose Big. Like, if I had to choose between Big and Aiden, the choice was obvious. I don't know. And I also want to talk about Miranda. I'm so glad that her
poor Aaron. Aaron is like, I can't.
I know these people.
Poor Aaron's like Shay Diaz. I love Shay. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my last point. I'm sorry. I think that people have to understand that the lady that plays Miranda in real life, she's like a lesbian senator or some shit like that. So like she's playing herself. She's not really playing Miranda. She's playing herself. So that's why we're getting
that story.
A lot of this with her. And I like that they broke her and Che up, and it wasn't just this whole big sulking thing. She immediately went on a date with another lesbian, and I'm like, yes. Like,
she immediately got in there, dude. She was at that book signing or that book thing, and she like met her on the corner, and I was like, it's on. This girl's like she doesn't need training wheels. She knows exactly what she's doing.
Yep. And then the shining star is what's his name? The guy with the bread business. He is
Mario Cantone.
Yes, love him. So that's my end. Just like that takes,
justice for Steve though. Steve, like, Miranda, I love you. I've got one ball, Miranda. Miranda, what are you doing? Like, they made him such a. Oh yeah, like he's like
so unattractive.
Well, no, they gave him that one boxing scene with the shirt off so people could see he was ripped, and I think that was like a favor to him as an actor, because they made Steve such a pussy that it's like I mean I would rather follow the psychological damage of the Steve character than any storyline with Miranda, because
like,
Miranda,
what's going on with Steve? Like, who is he dating? Because he is dating someone, and then I'm so glad to get rid of the son's girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
and, like,
who cares
the son
about
is
it?
Less of a point. I think that they did a survey. They were like, we are not getting rid of Che, but what else do you want to see? And everyone was like, fuck Miranda's son. We don't care about this. Fuck Louisa. Like, we don't want to hear anything about
well,
this.
they
And they're
all
like,
kiss
"You
their
can do
they all
that."
kiss their kids' asses so much on that show. Like each one,
Right.
thank God Carrie doesn't have a kid, or we'd see how like that would be insane.
Oh
But
my,
they
that
kiss
would,
those
I
kids'
hate
asses.
that.
Charlotte fucking going out in the storm to get the condoms for the kid. It's like, get your like first
That was
off,
the whitest storyline they had. Like, you're gonna go and get your daughter, your teen daughter, condoms in a blizzard.
but also if
you
this
serious?
girl was so smart, like, oh, we're gonna have sex on this day and this, you should have like how I'm gonna believe that you didn't think ahead.
Yes, because she's such a progressive, modern Gen Z woman. Like, girl, you should have a whole role. Like, you should have small, loop lambskin. Like, what do you mean that you're calling your mom to go in a blizzard to help you? Like, what?
Oh my God. Do you think we'll ever see, speaking of like nudity, do you think we'll ever see nudity on Bravo fully? Like, do you think we're getting to a point, because, you know, we now are seeing like light drug use in terms of marijuana and stuff like that. Like, that's actually starting to get normalized on these shows. Will we ever get to a point where we'll see like a full beaver shot from Sonia or something?
I think maybe not on Bravo, but I think on Peacock. On Peacock.
Ooh, never before seen. And it's just Tamra and her emoji underwears.
Never before seen. Every like blacked out show, we are showing you them unblacked out. Like, we are showing you everything.
Aaron, where did you leave off emotionally with Vanderpump Rules?
I was honestly over the whole thing, because I felt like it dragged on for so long, and now I'm waiting to see. Yeah, I'm waiting to see the aftermath. Honestly, with the whole Tom and Ariana thing.
So, how do you feel about apparently Rachel basically not coming back? Allegedly, I have a theory that she might come back at the end, like maybe the last episode.
Yeah,
this is my speculation. My speculation is that she will come back, but they will not tell the cast she's coming back, because the cast leaks still. Like, they are leaks. So I think the cast believes that she is not coming back. I think she might film an episode or two, but I think they will be behind closed doors. I think it'll be with Tom Sandoval and Billy Lee, or whoever the fuck is like on Team Tom. Maybe she'll come back in a group setting, but it will not be leaked to the cast at all. But on the other hand, the other thought is, I think Raquel really did go through a really big emotional upheaval, and really probably has a lot of psychological stuff to deal with. So from that angle, I don't think I'd want her back on the show for her own sake. But if she came to a point that she did, I think it would be kept very behind closed doors. I don't think we would know about it. And I think it would be a surprise to us until the very end. That's my thought. But it seems like she's in Arizona getting like
massaging.
Yeah, which, by the way, also, I don't like, that's the other thing too. I don't care about seeing Raquel away from the show. Like, I'm like, oh, cool, she's in Arizona. I don't care. Like, I don't need to see photos. I hope they're not following her around, and if they are, I hope she's getting paid. What do you guys think about? It was announced today that Billy Lee is coming back because she has been Team Tom, and so they said comedian Billy Lee is coming back to Vanderpump Rules. What do you think about this? They called her a comedian.
Oh, I was like, she's a comedian?
Yeah, I guess she does stand up here and there, but I was not aware of that until last year.
I did not know that, because we actually interviewed her, and I don't even know if we put it.
She didn't even say comedian.
So
wait, you interviewed her and didn't put it out? Wait.
Okay, can we take this part out?
No, this goes in the show. Are you kidding me?
But it wasn't after Scandival. That's the thing.
I don't care. I don't care. Why would you not? I don't care.
I think it was just like
we forgot about it.
We kind of forgot about it, but it was like a lot going on that week. Like, no, it was no shade to Billy Lee, because I really enjoyed her.
Well, why can't you put it out now? Put it out now.
I don't even know where it is.
Oh,
I can't even tell you where it is.
This is like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
This was literally maybe a year or two ago, and as of right now, we have new equipment.
Wow.
Because our production team is literally brand.
There's a missing Bravo We're Black interview with Billy Lee out there. Yeah. That's incredible. That's like breaking news.
We had her, and she still follows us. I think I didn't know that she was well, I should have known when I saw her following Tom around, and like she was the only one willing to talk to him. But I did not know that she was officially coming back in like an official capacity. But this is still shocking to me, and I just didn't know that she was. I was shocked that you said comedian, because it was like it was heavy.
Well, she's dealt with so many heavy things in her life.
Yeah.
And
it was very heavy. And to be fair, though, it was also during the beginning of COVID, like during the beginning of quarantine and everything like that. And I think we really wanted to lighten the mood, so that's kind of why we held back with that particular episode.
Yeah, that's
why
was
a heavy
we
week
put it out, because even after we recorded, we were like, damn, that was kind of heavy. Like that was
No, I've had those before where it's like, oh, I didn't expect it to go that way. And
but I want to be clear too, because I know people can like turn this into something like real messy, and y'all are funny, but no.
Sorry, I'm trying. Wait, sorry, Aaron. I'm trying to finish my email to page 6 right now. Just one sec. How do you smell Marcellus? Is that with 2 L's? Is that
it's Marlu?
No, you're. But basically, you're saying there was nothing wrong with the interview. It was like heavy. No. There was nothing. It was pre-Scandal and all that stuff. But I mean, I guess the question is, isn't it interesting to see these people having to come be Team Tom, of like that Tom needs backup, and like they use the word allies, and I thought that was an interesting choice of words.
To talk to him.
Well, it seems like everybody's talking to him.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the thing too that I'm confused about, because even on this, is it Lake Tahoe?
That Lake Tahoe,
the Tahoe trip.
Yeah, the whole trip. It seems like they're kind of talking to him. They're trying to figure everything out. James Kennedy is seen talking to him. Schwartz is seen talking to him. Sheena gives him a hug because it's his birthday. So I'm like, it seems like they're kind of
it seems like it's all
slowly making amends. Yeah,
and that's that's the other thing. And I was kind of refreshed. Like I saw this. They were in DJ James Kennedy's backyard, his new backyard, at a pool. And they had, I don't know if you guys have seen that guy on TikTok, the water sommelier. He does like water, like he's that, I think he's like German, and he speaks like this, and this is the good water, and you want the Fiji water. And he does these videos where like he taste tests water, what's the good water to buy, what's all, like, it's like really.
Aaron is very into it.
Oh, like, so you guys
I haven't seen him, but I would like to see it.
So he's really big on TikTok and social media, but then all of a sudden, I see pictures yesterday. He showed up in DJ James Kennedy's, and they did a water taste testing, and the whole cast was there, including Ariana. There's a picture.
I would like to join. I'm very interested in that, actually.
Wait, Aaron, I see that, and I'm like, oh shit, this is like a dog's funeral, the lizard. I'm like, if I have to sit through a Vanderpump episode where it's a water taste test,
tasting.
That would be if they have one viewer, that viewer would be me.
Respectfully, that is.
This is what I love. Everybody has like I thought that was like
what I'm looking for, actually.
But I'm like, oh god, because DJ James Kennedy, it's going to be like, I can't drink, so we're doing a water taste test because I don't drink booze.
Can you tell me, were there specific waters?
Well, they are. They said it was a water taste test, but I don't. We'll leave that. I guess.
Oh, they didn't show. They didn't show.
Aaron wants to know basically was Evian a part of the water?
I'm sure it will, because I know you're not supposed to drink Dasani. Dasani is supposed to be.
Not. You can't. There's no way.
So I love that you're like, I see that, and it's like the face of like, it's like the kiss of death, and you're like, oh, I'm into that water thing.
I hate it.
I'm into that. I feel like, show me.
But you saw Ariana in the back, like Tom's in the front kneeling, Ariana's in the back. So they are like, I have to remind people, like they all have to film a show. Like they're not, it's obviously not going to be this fuck you for the rest of the season. I'm not filming with you. You know?
I do think that Raquel is going to have a solo season though. I think she's going to come back towards the end, if anything. And I think we're going to see her solo. And I think she's going to be somebody completely different. And I think she's going to have a new Bob.
It's what I keep joking that she's gonna
my prediction.
she's gonna come back with like a what the fuck, guys? It's me, Raquel. Let's go.
Like a shortcut, or is like something like different. I think she's gonna be different. I predict that she's gonna come back full force, and she's going to plead her case.
Okay, Aaron basically, I don't know if you heard that episode where Aaron basically wants a pregnancy storyline.
I do. I would like that too.
I thought there was a second there that I almost bought into that rumor that went around that like Rachel was pregnant or something. I almost bought it for a second and I was like, whoa. But like we were like, there were so many rumors out there that you didn't know what was true and what wasn't.
I would like to see it. Even if it's not real, you know. They make baby bumps.
Do you guys find Tom Sandoval attractive?
I don't find him attractive at all. Not even before like he
did the thing.
Before he did the thing. And I actually like low key, Ryan, that was, you know how you have something like you love all your friends, but each one of your friends have something wrong with them. Yours was that you were a Tom Sandoval fan. And I forgive you for it. And I'm not one of those people who are like rubbing it in your face. Remember when you
thank you.
Like I'm not like that. I'm just saying that like I was just never a fan.
Oh.
And I was just so happy that like not only did everyone go back and see from the beginning how terrible of a person he was, but now we have a new generation to join me in literally just hating him. But
I lost whatever credibility I had, like when that all, because I was like, oh man, I was completely wrong in how I judged that, which was kind of nice because I'm usually right on everything. So it was nice to really be wrong on something. Okay, moving on to OC. You guys weren't talking about OC in your last episode, but I think it is such a, if you compare it to Roni, like Roni's like this independent film and OC is just like trash, but it's like fun. It's fun trash. Like it's like kind of like this is where I wish Atlanta was. I don't know. It's like I'm trying to compare these shows, but OC to me is so like, what is your take on Tamra?
I love Tamra. I think Tamra does a good show. And I'll leave it at that. I think Tamra does a great show. I think that looking at it aside from the show, I do wish that she would stop trying to get Shannon to do her dirty work. I think she tries to do that a little bit too much, but she's really funny.
I think that Tamra is if there was no Tamra this season, this would be a terrible season because I don't care about Heather's acting story.
Wait.
No, I don't. I don't care about her.
I am Heather Page Kent. I am Dame Heather Page Kent.
Wait a minute.
I don't care about Hawaii. I was like, I don't know. It was last Wednesday. They were playing a marathon of OC, and I've never watched OC from the beginning, just like I never watched a few of them from the beginning. And they were on an episode where they literally had the kids and Tamra was like, come on kids, gather around, mommy's on Hawaii 5-0. And then like the kids were asking.
Wait, Heather was not Tamra.
Heather.
Yeah.
Heather was on Hawaii 5-0 and like the kids were asking her, did you really get punched? And how was it? Did you get thrown down the stairs? And I'm like, oh my God, her kids were assholes. Like it was hilarious.
By the way, those are And Just Like That kids. The way she treats her kids literally. Or the way And Just Like That treats their kids.
Embroidered towels in college. Like I know I only went to community college, but I feel like I know people who went to real college and none of them had embroidered towels. Like
she flew her daughter on a private jet with her and Terry to get her into college.
She's a good mom.
No. She is a good mom, Aaron. It's just so different from my.
She's a mom's mom.
We loaded some Bed Bath and Beyond shit in my Corsica, and they sent me to ASU. Like I drove to ASU myself, and then moved into the dorm.
And I don't even know why you needed all that because ASU is a party school. You don't even go there to learn.
I didn't even. By the way, this is how sad ASU was. I didn't even drink or party at ASU. Like that was like a little bit my senior. I was a fucking nerd. I was a theater nerd.
You did your work. Oh.
Yeah, I did, and I ate a lot. I gained like the freshman 50, 50, not 15. Like I gained a great deal of weight.
Freshman 15?
Not when I do it. It was like I had access to like the anyways, it was a bad scene, but I didn't party at ASU, which was hysterical. But yeah, Tamara, I appreciate
Without
it. And
Tamara,
you're right. The OC would
boring.
be, but it shouldn't be this easy for, like, I keep saying
She's
in my
running
recaps,
circles around them.
yeah, like she must be like, holy shit, I didn't think it was going to be this easy. Like there needs to be somebody, and I think it would have been Heather if she wasn't so far up her own ass trying to get acting roles, that somebody needs to actually realize what Tamara is doing and call her out, but nobody is, so she is ruling the roost immediately again.
Do you think that it's going to be Vicky?
No, Vicky doesn't. Vicky can't string two sentences together. She's like, she just like she is like she's out. She's out to the like she is.
But shout out to Vicky because this, I don't know if this is a new face or like I like it.
Well, she lost weight. She looks beautiful. I'm just saying,
she's doing her thing.
No, she's fun. I just don't think you can give her any like major storylines. Like Tamara wants it all. Like Tamara's in love with the show. She's not in love with any of those women. She's in love with the show and herself on the show. And that's like a huge difference.
Do we think that she got a leg up on it because she has the podcast? Because
you mean in like recognizing patterns and things like that? Or do you mean?
Yeah, and like she was like, okay, I know that I have to go back and I have to prove myself. So I've, been able to go through all these things on my podcast. I've been able to like give out the secrets. I've been able to learn secrets. I've been able to analyze other Housewives seasons from a watcher's perspective and interviews perspective. Now that I'm back on the show, I have this competitive advantage. Do you think that that is like a part of it?
1,000%, because when you are on the mean streets of podcasting and Twitter and all of that stuff, you look at it from a different angle. Just like you guys look at it, I look at it. She's like now looking at it in that way. So I think it makes what already was Tamara's desire to be at the top of everything, it makes it even worse. And so hell yeah, like she's reads everybody's opinion, she reads everybody's memes, she's very plugged in that sense, and she pays attention to what all, I mean, like I remember when Tamara like unfollowed me the first time and then followed, like it was because like she reads everything. So that kind of thing, it's like those other women got to wake up, because Shannon's out there looking for real friendships and she doesn't. She's like, get your head in the game, Shannon. This ain't about like community anymore. This is like Survivor all of a sudden.
Shannon's such a sweet girl.
She's like a real, like I do like Shannon. She's obviously,
I don't like that removing the microphone shit. Like,
yes,
hello,
that shit needs to be stapled on you.
Right.
They need to solder that onto you, like point blank.
She's acting like Drew.
Shannon's like, we're not like.
When Drew was like, oh, you shouldn't be recording. Cameras are down. Baby, you're a reality star. So what are you keeping from the camera?
Yes, wait. Expect to be filmed the entire time. Like expect to be, even when like, by the way, if you didn't want anything about Bolo or like that shit, like, like, oh, this was after cameras went down that Bolo night, like, come on, you're still there. Like, know that it is going to be talked about.
Okay, but to
here goes Drew's PR, child.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Aaron Sedora will step up to the mic.
She thought that shit was over. She's like, it's
never over.
We got through that. LaToya confessed that it was a lie. We're done. Like, why are we bringing this shit up?
But why are you literally shit talking LaToya if you think that she's gonna be on your side about it? Come on, Aaron.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. It's why.
We're talking about OC, but Tamara, I feel
the deflection, the lie,
the lie.
I'm doing my arm fall right now because like this is too.
Okay, so Tamara, what?
Yeah, I think Tamara's the GOAT. I think that she is doing a great job. I want to know, how do we feel about Taylor Armstrong?
I want to know more about that 5-year lesbian relationship. Like, why couldn't we get a picture? You don't have one picture to show us? Like, I want to, because that was pre-Russell, her initial husband from Beverly Hills. So
it kind of reminds me of Kyle. Did you see that post in the lead?
No, the one from Chicago. The one in Chicago.
Yeah, she posted a picture of the girl and her, and then she took it down, and then nobody seen it. Was that real?
Yeah, it was real. Yeah.
Oh,
no,
okay.
that was real, but I didn't see. Like, I don't know. For like, Kyle even makes like being a potential lesbian boring for me. I'm kind of like, okay, like I don't like Kyle. Just like, okay, Kyle. Like, I hope you're like, I don't. I care, but I don't
I'm kind of
care.
interested because I feel like they have some White Lotus shit going on
Dude,
behind the scenes.
if anything really is going down, it's like sensual, and there's like massage oils and like
guitars and fucking.
Remember when Kyle freaked out about Melissa Etheridge when Melissa Etheridge popped up last season to sing like "Come to My Window," like "Come to," and like Kyle was like, "No!"
Maybe that was like her song with like Morgan.
Well, who knows? But I wish, like, if anything, I would love. Kyle would blow our fucking minds if she would just like honestly tell us the real deal every season.
Maybe
she will never do that though. That's the thing.
I feel like Jamie Lee Curtis isn't gonna allow it.
Yeah. Did you see today Diana Jenkins? No. She had a baby. She had her baby. So congratulations to Diana Jenkins. And my only thought was that poor baby is gonna have to see Asher sing to him. Like Asher's gonna be like skibbly doo papa, skibbly doo da da, and just like sing to the baby all the time. And Diana,
I don't like Diana. Asher does have a beautiful voice.
Oh my God, Aaron, what is wrong with you? Oh my God,
I think we all admitted it. We didn't.
He was like, "Jingle bells, jingle bells."
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
And then you also liked that Erica Jane was singing along when I was like, "This is ghetto as hell." Like you condone.
I did. Okay.
I always seem to be the wild card, but you guys don't understand that Aaron is the one who condones the foolishness.
So you probably.
Let's talk about Dorit's charity. Name.
Wait, Kaya, you need to do a segment every week of just Aaron's thoughts, like Aaron's thoughts.
He says the craziest shit, and I'm like, everyone is like, "Oh my God, Kaya, I can't believe you said that." I'm like, you guys, it's literally Aaron.
It's not. No, it's not.
So, Aaron, for you, you're probably like Erica Jane looks good on menopause. Like Erica Jane, like it's not. It's like it's not Ozempic. Yeah, that's what I mean. Ozempic. That's what I mean. Like you probably are like, good for her.
Do you think that Erica's on Ozempic or she lost all that weight because of menopause?
That is a good question. I'm
not supposed to comment on women's bodies, but I will say it seems like thousands of women have given me their opinion now, and it seems like that's a very hard. There's some there's hormones you can take that could potentially aid in that, but that's not what she said. So it is. If by the way, if it is, drop
as
the
a woman, I'm gonna end this conversation right now. She's lying. The bitch is
lying. But drop the regimen. If it is hormone therapy, let us know which pills you're taking and which
you don't think it's menopause.
It's not menopause.
It would be from the menopause that people have been telling me their stories, it seems like they put on weight with menopause.
Exactly. But okay, I need to get back to the Taylor thing because I think like what Aaron was saying, like what do you guys think about Taylor on OC? I like her more than I thought that I was gonna like her because I was just like, okay, we had her on girls trip and it was cute to see her bond with Eva and things like that. But on OC, like she has this whole acting gig and the whole like rehearsing the lines and this beat with Heather. And she casually, and I like we said on the podcast, this is a great way of coming out when you don't have to come out in this big, embarrassing or huge way. It's like, I had a relationship with a woman. The fact that it was 5 years is what was crazy to me because that is in lesbian years, that's like 20 years. So like,
and the fact that it never came out on Beverly Hills at all,
and people love to throw your dirt or even accuse you of that, and it never came out. That was amazing. And I want to say that if Taylor's lover is listening to this, cut to Bravo, we're black. Like, we gonna chop it up and talk about it. Like, I want to know.
I would like to know.
I want to know.
I would like to know. I would like to know. I would like. Also, what was great about that conversation was that the way it was received was like, okay, and then Shannon immediately was like, well, I've had a heck of a time with UTIs lately. Like it kind of just rolled over them. It wasn't a big deal, which it doesn't have to be a big deal. And I thought that was kind of this weirdly amazing scene that just shows like, the world keeps moving. It's not like this.
Shannon is going through it though.
think with the UTIs? With
Yeah,
the
that's
UTI?
something-
Yeah.
it's
And her
really going through
relationship
it.
too.
Oh yeah, John Jansen.
Can you say John Jansen?
I'm John Jansen. He's like always so angry. He's like, I'm John Jansen. He's like Shannon. He like this past week he was like, do you
Why
ever
is
run
he
out
so
of gas?
mad
Do
at
you ever run?
Shannon?
What's that?
Why is he so mad at Shannon though?
I think he's just. I was trying to compare him.
'Cause
Like
he cheated.
he's kind of like David Bedore. It's like the same kind of buttoned up anger. You know, it's like a different form of her ex. It's just that it's
I
less.
did
on
kind
the
of like
surface.
David though.
Oh my god! Of course you did, Aaron. Of course.
This
Would
was
you
back in the day. Like
would
I
you ever
don't
take
like
nude-
the later seasons, but I did like him like in the earlier.
I still
seasons.
love that he took nude photos with that girl he keeps getting married and divorced to, and married and
What?
divorced. Like the Shannon. Remember their engagement announcement? They went to the woods and they wore their hiking shoes and they were naked in the woods and they embraced. And then they set a self timer, or they had their kids take a photo. I don't know. I hope it's self timer, but it was just so bizarre. I know you guys. Do you guys have 10 more minutes? Are you good? Are you in a?
Hell yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Sorry,
no, I
guys.
was just looking up the David. Thing.
He likes to look at stuff.
I want to know.
I thought like you might be texting each other like, "Get the fuck off, let's go."
No.
Let's go.
I'm very interested in that, and I want to know what's going on.
Well, don't. By the way, if you do find that photo, don't post it on Instagram because I got dinged for that when I posted it before. Where I've got.
Why would you post that?
Because the people don't. Wait. They posted it the first time. If they posted the first time, anybody else
Did
would be
you
able to
at
post
least create a close friends and then be like, "Hey"?
No.
I don't have a. By the way, I don't have a close friends on
close
Instagram.
friend.
I don't even. I do not have a close friends on Instagram. I don't even know half the things that you could do with Instagram if you wanted to.
What you
You
should
know
do is not close friends. You should get subscribers because that.
I see that all the time, and it's like people already.
We don't have it because we want people to go to patreon.com.
Patreon.com/Bravo while black.
Yeah, we want people to go there. So that's why we didn't create.
But I have a Patreon too. Like I don't need to keep pushing things on people.
Yeah,
like,
so post it there.
I think you should do a subscription.
It's just nude shit and like just
Why
really
has
horrific
everybody
videos.
forgotten about Bronwyn?
I think that's good. I think that's healthy.
I'm folding my
That's good.
arms right now. Why is it that everybody has forgotten about Bronwyn?
Because nature is healing. That's why, Aaron. Wait, I don't know. Do you really? Wait. By the way, I feel like I go to page 6. I can find out what she's doing. She's in there weekly. Like I still see her weekly.
She's
page 6.
engaged. She's with some woman. Like, okay, what else? Anyways,
but Bronwyn really if you're gonna say it's a trend to like actually be with women, Bronwyn missed that trend, man. She could have like. If Bronwyn was there, yeah, she could have been at the forefront of all of this, but she's like a year and a half behind. I mean, she did it a year and a half ago. Damn it. What's your biggest pet peeve with Bravo right now, you guys?
that they did not do a reunion for the Black Summer House. I don't like that.
Yeah, like I heard a rumor that they were doing one. So Black Summer House Martha's Vineyard, you guys, which we loved, and they've renewed for season 2. But I'm so pissed because what's his name went off to war or went off into the military, and he's not in
Silas,
season 2.
Maybe
Silas
he needs to go to fucking war.
No,
he
would have been so
act.
good. No, but that's what we want on reality shows. People that don't know how to act. Wait, you really
when he
don't?
comes back, he's gonna be 10 times worse, babe. I
Wait, so who's
already gonna
coming
be
back
done
to
filming.
season 2? Is Amir coming back?
Yes.
Okay.
Andy Cohen personally.
Yeah.
decided
Oh
Amir.
my God,
He has, like,
Andy.
the biggest crush on
Andy
Amir.
Cohen was
I remember
like,
he was flirting with Amir, and then like 2 days later, he was with 2 black men at the gay
pinching the
club. I'm
nips.
like,
Pinching the
literally,
nips, yeah.
Yep.
Andy was doing his thing.
By the way,
definitely-
let
I know
Andy
that's
do his
right.
thing. Like, how dare you film?
of course.
Like, give me a break. That's like that was like gross.
He's on his single dad shit.
Yeah, like
he's
I'm saying gross filming him, not gross that he was pinching the nips.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. And then also I don't like what's going on with Summer House and Winter House. Like, I don't like that it filmed. Okay, Summer House, I'm used to it films, in the summer and then we get it the next year. But Winter House, it just feels so dated and so late. They film in February.
So you're saying you wish it was
November.
put out because they have to wait till Summer House is over, then Southern Charm to launch, and then after Southern Charm is usually when Winter House comes on, right?
Yeah, but now we don't really have as many players of Southern Charm. Like, it's not about Craig and Austin anymore. We have now Corey and Sam and
Corey
the
and
people
Sam, I don't
from
think are on this. I think Corey and Sam aren't
They
on
need to
anymore.
just cancel the whole thing, honestly.
which one? Winter House?
Winter House. I think
Well,
that
no,
we could
you know
do
what?
without.
I don't think they should cancel it because they have the Black Summer House now. So we have a good mix of everybody. Like, we have some people from Southern Charm. We have some people from
Winter
Vanderpump
House is going to
Rules.
be
Well, Winter House
Yeah.
has Tom Schwartz. It has what's his name from
cancel that one.
Family Karma.
Brian Benny.
Brian Benny.
Oh.
It has a couple people from Below Deck. I think Kate
Oh,
Moody.
okay. So they're really whooping it up this season.
They're
We'll
like
see.
mixing it up. It's like an all-stars.
All right. Well, don't cancel it.
Well,
I don't like
listen,
the focus on Below Deck
Keep it.
either. Like, they just it's too much Below Deck. I feel.
But you didn't watch Below Deck Down Under? You guys aren't following
We
that?
heard
This
about
week's
all
episodes
that
were
stuff.
wild.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Now they need to cut the cameras for real. That
No,
was
it was they handled it like really well for
Yeah.
all things considered. They were like immediately production,
What
like
the
immediately
hell?
got the guy. Like Aisha and Captain Jason were amazing. It was
Yeah.
actually it made me proud to watch that show because I was like, you guys handled this really well. Speaking of Southern Charm, though, am I allowed to tease who you're going to have coming up on soon on Bravo? We're Black. Are we allowed to
because
tease
I
that?
don't think that she does that many podcasts. That's the thing.
Yeah, because
so we're gonna have her soon. You can tell
Yeah,
the people.
I mean, so you're gonna have Vanita, who I loved on Southern Charm last season, and Vanita really like had to take a couple to the chin, like in terms of like the hits she got, and we see her in the trailer for Southern Charm, the new season. I'm really curious to her role, but you'll be speaking to her soon, so you guys need to go check that out. But what did you think about seeing the Southern Charm trailer?
It was a good trailer, but the problem is that like I personally stopped watching Southern Charm the second episode of last season when it was, I don't know if that was Olivia, not Taylor. I want to get the players right. Olivia was like, "Oh, you're calling people racist." That's a heavy accusation without even knowing what's going on. But I had to catch up on it because we are interviewing Vanita soon. I like the Southern Charm trailer because I like the mess. I like the fact that, Taylor, Olivia, Vanita, and Leva they're all in the mix, and Leva has more of a more leverage, leverage, because she now has, her show, Southern Hospitality. So I can't wait to see how her having that show changes her respect, within the group dynamics and things like that. And also that even though people turned against Paige this season of Summer House, I can't wait to see Paige tell Craig just how much she still does not want him, does not want to marry him. And every time she, thinks about marrying him, she cries. So,
That's how she gets out of every scene with Craig, though. She cries and then she gets out of it.
Exactly. And I would cry too because I would not want to marry him. So,
what do you guys want to know from Vanita when you talk to her?
I want to know something that we're not expecting. I want her to tell us something that we're not expecting for this season, because I think we all know the whole love triangle with Shep and things like that. But I want to know something that we didn't see on the trailer, something that we can't see coming, who might be on the outs, who's on the ends. And also I want to know if she can hook Bryn and Shep up.
By the way, there was a picture that it looked like Bryn and Shep already met. Like you could see Bryn in the mirror. Shep was doing something, and you see a girl that looks exactly like Bryn in a green skirt.
Her?
Dude, there's 100% it's got to be.
It's not her until she confirms it.
But I will say I went on Google today to look for Bryn green skirt to see if I saw that green skirt and anything else she had watched. And I was like, oh man, what do you have to be like Tracy
Bryn.
Morrissey to do this right?
Did you check her Instagram?
No, I didn't, Aaron. I didn't. By the way, they need to find a better way to search Instagram, because I'll even have to go search for my old posts of something I'm looking for, and I just I don't know how to find
scroll
things.
really fast until you see green and then stop it.
I always end up just like deleting shit. Anyway, so Vanita's coming on the show. Hopefully we're going to release that one. And
no, don't do us. We're definitely
okay. Yeah,
I'm joking.
I'm
No. Like you were my favorite. So also, I want to also that Kea has another pod called Blowed Pod that I did a conversation with her last week, which I thought was great. This is gonna come out Friday. You'll be listening to this on Friday, and that will have come out Thursday, the day before. So go check that out after this. I think it is worth your while. We got into a really cool conversation about a couple of things, Barbie, and then we actually got into this conversation about Will Ferrell and Kevin Hart that I really think.
And the history of Groundlings.
And the history of Groundlings, the improv sketch. It sounds lame, but it actually is.
It's
like about
so fun.
It's about coming up in LA and in creative endeavors. And then always Wednesday and Saturdays is the Bravo We're Black, which you want to go subscribe to, rate it 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. The Patreon, once again, patreon.com/Bravo While Black. You already follow them on Instagram, but if you don't, go follow them there. And then hopefully we're going to get Aaron out to BravoCon this year because we missed him last year at BravoCon. So you got to come to Vegas.
Oh, definitely. It's Vegas. Jocelyn Hernandez said that I have to be there.
We're expecting a few other, like, I don't want to jinx it, but maybe if I say it out loud, they will feel like they have to come on. I'm going to get Dana Omari. We're going to talk
I love
to her.
Dana. Yeah, Dana's awesome.
IG Famous by Dana. She is the baddest bitch. And we're going to have you because you have to come on.
So-so. He's so-so. Yeah, I mean, he's all right. Yeah.
You have to come on.
Which, by the way, I was talking to Samaj last night on my Patreon, and Samaj was like, when you go on their show and they do Black Excellence, you've got to say me. And I was like, okay, Samaj, okay.
I know that's right.
Remember.
Shout out to Samaj. It's been a while since we talked to Samaj.
Samaj loves you guys. Samaj, really, truly, you got fans out there. He's a good guy.
And then we also believe that Ebony is coming. So we're going to have Ebony coming up and Vanita, obviously. So we got some
Judge Ebony
coming up, you guys. Yeah, Judge Ebony. We got some people coming up, especially Ryan. We come here because we like to hear what Ryan intros us as. He intros everyone so amazing. So that's why we really came.
Well, did I do okay? Did I do
No, you did great, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. That was like one of the best intros. Like,
it's hard when I know people a little more because then it's like, there's already a relationship. So it's
So do you want us to do your intro as Ryan Drop It with Bailey?
No, you can do my intro ever. A lot of people will just be like, "Oh, here's Ryan." You don't have to do. I just like to do intros. I like to do intros because people that might not know you, like, it's just like, this is why you should know them. This is, and don't worry, even if you don't know them, you're gonna have a good time. I think it's, I want people to go like, you are like, damn, you guys are like somebody. You're somebody like to all of us. You're somebody to me. Like, I admire you guys. We're all in the same business. So it's like, yeah, let's all we're here to you say, chop it up, but let's let people know why you should be listened to.
We really appreciate it. And we all started off together. So it's great to see who, hung around.
And we're all going to end together.
What if that sounds so scary?
It should be scary. It's like John Jansen. Yeah, Shannon, we're going to end together. Yeah.
In the apocalypse with Bronwyn hosting. And
God, you would love that, Aaron. Aaron, the worst takes in Bravo history. Bronwyn, you love Bronwyn, and then what else did we find out that
he's obsessed with Drew? He's like,
I want to say I like Bronwyn. I
don't dislike. The only thing with Bronwyn, there was one Page 6 article a year and a half, it was 2 lesbian relationships before the one lady she married. And a Page 6 article came out about how intense of orgasm she was having. And I was like, you don't have to tell us she was like, I was like 30-minute orgasm. I'm like, that's amazing.
Damn, girl.
That's what I want to hear, actually.
If you want to come on the podcast, you are more than welcome. Because that is something to talk about. I am all about women's empowerment.
Of course you would love it.
365.
Yeah.
Y'all,
Oh my god.
hit me up for some
Okay.
good
30
recommendations.
minutes?
Okay, I gotta pee. This is I
30
gotta.
fucking minutes?
I've got a UTI
Halle
now.
Berry's Catwoman is the best Catwoman ever.
Oh God! Well, there's an Aaron take right there. No, it is not the best Catwoman ever at all. And by the way, I just read a book about Halle Berry and like that Catwoman experience. Is that she was coming off winning the Oscar, so it was like you would think she would have this slew.
Good.
You would think.
She's on Monsters Ball, you guys.
Yes.
And she was with Billy
She
Bob
and Billy Bob
Thornton.
Thornton. She's like, I just want to feel good. But she couldn't. Catwoman was the only film that was going to like pay her like the big bucks, like because nobody was else offering like Oscar winning roles. And so they, they paid like this, like an amazing fee for an actor. And, she took it and it just didn't turn out to be the movie that she thought it was going to be. And she blames Catwoman a lot for like if it had been a better movie, her career could have gone even further.
But she was great.
That's what I'm saying. Listen,
She was
okay.
great. Like
Okay,
I
we're
don't
gonna
understand.
We're gonna do a Catwoman podcast next. Maybe that's where
We'll
we
do a
pick up with your
Patreon.
podcast next week.
Yeah, when you come on our podcast,
I'm coming on next week.
On the pop
Catwoman,
culture episode, and we will literally talk about a bunch of pop culture things. Okay.
Yeah, sorry we didn't get to talk a lot of pop culture things today, but I need your Bravo opinion. So
No,
I love you. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you next week.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.